It's 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Sim. And we're starting a new farm today because we're having like technical issues with our previous farm. As much as I love the map, it's just near impossible, unfortunately, to generate any sort of money in the thing there. So we're starting a brand new map today. But before we get started, it's a Matty, thank you so much for 5 months of madness. Thank you so much for the sub there, mate. You're all absolutely mad. But I hope you've all been behaving yourselves and trying to keep out of trouble. And JD, yes, the accursed SnowRunner, my fate has been sealed for Sunday. We have to play SnowRunner again. I fired it up today just to make sure that it was download it and do the graphical settings and stuff for it and what have you. I did like the first bit like that, like to get you to the garage where it like opens up like the multiplayer and stuff like that. Oh, it was a slog. You realise what you guys have done. I'm trying to just jump around here whilst we're trying to see we've got little tiny tractors. I wonder if we should just get shot of all of these and just get like a bit of a bigger one. If I can figure out what was the one that we were using on the other map, we could always do that. I'm going to keep this though, because I thought of something what might be the next challenge. We might do a big field with this hand strimmer. What do you reckon? I was thinking about doing the is it field 7? I want to say field 71 on Elm Creek with this little like hand strimmer. Can we cut the grass here? What do you reckon? Oh, 2 seconds. Oh, I am not well today, so we'll see how this evening goes. Love is pain, your pain. Okay, let's have a little look at what is available. Actually, what have we got? We've got 100k. What have we got in the... I can never remember which way around we have to press for the contracts. Is it this one? Yeah. I mean, just to get us going, shall we just do a contract just to get us started? I always get confused with those things there. I have to rest. No, I could be incredibly ill on Sunday, but we just don't know, JD. I have to rest up and make sure I'm all good for Mass Effect, because that's the most important stream of any week is Mass Effect time. Should we take... I mean, that's worth 6,000. I'm going to rent the equipment because we don't have a harvester. Borrow equipment. Yeah, we'll do this field 3 just to get into the swing for this evening. Look at that, they give us a little thing so that we can... Oh, we've mounted it. There we go. We don't need that little waggony thing to... the little thing there to transport this. It'll be fine. Good evening, happy cat lady. Is it all quiet in the house now? Because I'm sure you said it was Thursday. Everyone was going home. Have you distilled knowledge into the minds of the children that will keep their parents in therapy for decades? What's your favourite planet? Oh, sorry, I was reading the question there. If it's Mars reminds me of Snickers bars, which are so tasty. Oh, it's been so many years now since I've had any of those sorts of things. I didn't really eat that much in the way of the bars of chocolate and stuff anyway. Why have we not taken the road? I was too busy reading the chat. Let's go over the thing there. So is it oh, bugger. Back it up. But yeah, that I didn't have no to start with, but then I haven't had anything at all now since March of last year when I gave it all up. Yeah, I hear the purrs. What was it there as well? All quiet now. The corruption is complete. Oh, we're kind of on the wrong side of the tracks here. Can I get over that? Oh, I can't get over that. Can I get over it before the train comes? Oh, no, I've got to do the thing first, haven't I? Yeah, press this. Turn it on. Oh no, I've got to unfold the thing first, haven't I, as well? Yeah. Button. There we go. I didn't realise this was going to be this big a field, but you know. No, turn on. And away we go. Okay, what did I miss whilst I was unpacking that there? Was well, nice to hear it's our fault you're lost. Yes. Driving around in circles. It's also I believe you guys' fault that I'm having to play SnowRunner on Sunday. I am not looking forward to it. I really just don't enjoy that game. Just never clicked for me, that one, unfortunately. But at least, consolation prize, Mass Effect tomorrow. My absolute favourite game. What's that? I'll happily take the blame, and Porter will too. Curse you, Porter. Shall we go up and down this field? How close was the fence? We'll see. We'll gauge. We'll make a decision when we get to the other end of this way. There we go. It's not entirely straight, but it'll be fine. Was that there? Was that shame you get words out there? Was that sharing chocolate is a sign of true friendship? I've ate all mine. Oh, hang on, what happened there? Mr. Porter got slapped for something. Oh, capital letters. I can read all the ha-has. Cursed Porter, the demon. Hey, welcome in there, Gary, as well. Have at least you been behaving yourself today, Gary? Because everyone else has been up to mischief. Oh yeah, I think we're definitely going to go up and down, because when we get to that fence there, it's just going to be annoying. So we will change directions. Actually, we should probably do the thing where you go around the outside of the field anyway. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. You drink your magic potion and you turn into Porter the Destroyer. What could the MG stand for? That would sound evil. Hive mind activate. Me? Never. As we hear the Gary. Oh, I popped a picture even on Discord, Gary. I printed your Stargate today. I haven't looked at it out. I haven't like lifted up the red, like capsule, because I'm like OCD for washing my hands. I didn't have time to have to deal with that, so I just took a picture of the outside. Oh, actually, no. This way is going to be even worse. Look at those that fence there. Oh, back it up. What's that there? Question 4. What's something that you're looking forward to in our stream over the next few weeks and months? So what are you looking forward to in the coming streams? My brother gifted me a bouncy game today, and it was very bad. Didn't really like it. Wait, you know that bouncy game I've been playing, the platformer? And yes, maniacal genius, port of the maniacal genius. And curse you and your SnowRunner. yeah, that's something that you're looking forward to. I can see there, Porter. What's it called again? I'm trying to think of the bouncy game, the platformer that I've been playing. Scarlet Maiden. That's the one. The only reason I found that game was actually it was JD's fault. Because when JD gifted me Skull, a platformer game, when I went onto it so that I could put my details in, because I get the description of the game from Steam for the for the information thing for my website and whatever. It goes up my spreadsheet and all the tags and stuff like that. I don't blame JD. I got that. As you do, you scroll down and it said, it shows you recommended related games, sort of things you might be interested in. And the game that came up was, I can't remember the title, but it was something about Bouncy with Hitler. And I was like, what the? I'm like, what the hell is that? And so I had to click on it, and it looked absolutely awful. And then on the side of that game, it had this artwork for Scarlet Maiden. And I'm like, well, how far does this sort of stuff go? And I clicked on it, and I was like, this game actually looks interesting. And then I looked on the reviews, and everyone was sort of saying, it's a really, really good platformer. And I was like, oh, you know what? I've got a voucher on Steam. I was like, bollocks to it. It's only a few quid. I'll buy it. It's really good. It's a really good platformer. It's all done in comedy as well. It's not like the creepy sort of games like that other one. It's much more funny. And we see there the blamed JD. His Majesty, the just and supreme ruler of the fishy cold place, has heard your accusations. And in his most noble of judgments, JD has been found guilty of high treason. Because theoretically, it would be somebody else that would do the hashtag blame JD. To the dungeons with JD. Oop, we've got a skew here. But let it be written, let it be done. I should really get a soundbite of Yul Brenner saying that, shouldn't I? Carnal instinct. Let it be. Is the name of the game. I can't remember. I would have to go on Steam to figure out what the actual thing was called. It was something along those lines. And I was like, what the hell is that? And how does it get on like the platform? But there seems to be like a whole zone of that kind of game on here, and they all look terrible. But that sort of game, like that look like that look dreadful, and most likely are dreadful. The platform of Scarlet Maiden is nothing like that. Yes, it is full of absolutely insane amounts of bouncy, but it's more in a comedy way. There's some yes. I had no idea. It's lots of the Steam sort of things I don't look into. I mean, I only found out in recent months. You know, I've had my Steam account since shortly after Steam became a thing, and you had to create an account for it. You know, back in the days of Counter-Strike, because that's, you know, the original Counter-Strike was why, you know, you downloaded the client to keep yourself in the current version. Back in the early 2000s, and I only found out like this year that we could see each other's wish lists. Because I was in a call with Royalty one afternoon, and she just mentioned, "Oh, I saw this game on your wish list." I'm like, "What?" I don't remember that. Oh, this tank's almost full. Shall we just empty it now? Tell you what, I'll extend the pipe. Oh, my nose. It's running like a tap. Okay, let's take this over there. Let's get some cab time, eh? Might have to give someone some weird games virtually. Yeah, everyone's getting a copy of Scarlet Maiden. I've almost got the. I've managed to. I've leveled up everything, and now I just need to battle my way the final boss. I haven't been able to defeat the final boss, which is called the cold-hearted bitch. Is the final boss to defeat. I got its health like down to like a quarter, and that's as most as I've been able to do. I maybe after the stream tonight I might go on, because it takes like half an hour to get through all the dungeons. The dungeons are like randomly generated as well. I say randomly generated. There's like, you know, like 50 odd different pieces. See if they accept the gift. I actually don't know what it's called. 2 seconds. It begins with an E. It's one of the default maps. I did start a farm on this last year. How do you use a map? There we go. I did start a farm on this one last year, but I've deleted it since then because there were no contracts would come in because the game's broken. Now the game's still broken, but now I've got the contract mod in. Well, I should say as well, this is because I don't like mods in the game. Which one of the screens is it on? I think it's on this screen. No, that screen there is. This is all I've got turned on, and these are all the giant ones. Well, I've got these as mods turned on, and I've got the is it called beta contracts, refresh contracts, and the transport contracts. That's all we're rolling with. Nothing else. I won't put any other mods on. Can we jump over this? Oh, we can. It's like it doesn't exist. Are we filling up? There we go. Let that fill up in there. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? Questions from Ada. Can we walk down the pipe? If only in Farming Sim, if you were like standing on something, you could stay in it. Just ride across all the fields like this. Okay, that is right. So basically two harvesters to one truck here. Let's just park this up here for the minute. Just hop it out of the way. Turn on harvester. Cruise control. You know what I should have done? Because I've not been that well today. I should have had the Star Wars trivia cards handy, shouldn't I? Was that last Ada has briefly stopped fixating on chocolate for a moment? Do I have to teach Ada more things about chocolate? I'll do that just for you, Happy Cat. Next time I'm making modifications to her, we will add a pool of information about chocolate and see what she comes out with. Majority of the time it's Mass Effect because I kind of went a bit overboard when I was putting all the Mass Effect stuff into her. I was trying to make some tweaks so that when she decides to create a question, like to try and like vary it a bit, but then I sort of like thought to myself, well, how many possible ways is that to say the same thing? And it sort of like reminded me back to years ago. I had to go to court as a witness for a police officer that got assaulted at the hotel where I worked. And I remember for the guy that attacked him, his like solicitor, he kept on. I even like turned around to him in the courtroom and was like, how many times are you going to ask me the same thing over and over again? I can only tell you the exact same thing. Just because you change the grammar in the sentence slightly doesn't make it a new question. He wasn't happy. He got really nasty with us, the arsehole's solicitor, because I called him out for just wasting my time. That was a pain in the arse as well. I had already been to court for it. I think I went a total of 5 times because they kept on cancelling it. So I got like a letter from the court saying I had to appear as a witness, thing and what have you. And it's like, oh, it's been cancelled. The man's waiting in the waiting room for like 2 hours. It's like, oh, it's been cancelled. You know, nobody else is here. It's just you. I'm like, are you taking the mic? Because I work night shift. It's, you know, I could be in bed. You know, in some cases I had to take time off work to be able to go there, so that I would be awake enough to be able to like give the whatever information they wanted. And then I got a letter off them again. Actually, one time I got a letter saying that it had been cancelled. I don't have to come in. I'm like, oh, brilliant. So I finished my night shift. I went to bed, and then I get a phone call from the court. Where are you? You're supposed to be here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've got a letter here that says it's cancelled. So no. We're all waiting for you to come and give your statement or whatever the hell it is. I can't remember. So I said, well, she's going to have to wait maybe an hour or so until I wake myself up. And, you know, I'm going to have a cup of tea. Then I'll come down. I ended up going to the big court in the city centre, Newcastle, for that one as well. No idea what happened to him in the end. But he spat in the face of a police officer. What's that ad of it where the people are having a picnic And it pans up, and there's the harvester there. We're at 48% of the tank. My little baby on the side. No, this is a contract field, Gary. In this map, when you start it, you don't have any fields. You get like a good amount of equipment, well, like basic equipment. But this is the contract one. We're starting off with a contract before we start selling our equipment and stuff. Oh, hang on, because I think majority of what we got, like there's various tractors and trucks and stuff like that. We're going to get rid of those, and we'll just get like one decent tractor to work with. If I could figure out which was the one that we had last time. On our other map. Have a look through, because it had like the dual driving. Because we definitely need the dual driving thing again. On Farming Sim 22, well, I've owned some that were like you get them by default. In the likes of Farming Sims 13, 15, and 17. Eventually, in those ones, I owned all the fields. Well, maybe half of them in 17, because actually, when I think about 17, I actually sold some of them back. What was that there? Question to Matty. Do you think AI could be programmed to have a sense of humour? What would it look like? Jim Carrey loaded on caffeine. Does he still do the paintings, taking the mick out of like various politicians and the likes? Oh, has anyone seen the? What else do you call it? They did a sequel, didn't they, to the Sonic the Hedgehog film? Which was surprisingly not terrible, the first one anyway. Has anyone seen the second one? Was it any good? Was that for me, Ada? The AI will have to look like a bar of chocolate. A bar of chocolate with like a face and lips on it. And have the personality of Jack Black. Whenever I think of Jack Black, I always think of the Jackal, where he got ripped apart by that cannon. Was it? Yeah, it was okay. Not as good as the first, but that's not. Yeah, the many films don't match the first ones. It's like the movie Red. If you've seen Red, Bruce Willis, that first one is hilarious. Second one, it's good, but it's not as good. The Equalizer films with Denzel Washington, first one, that was just brilliant. Yeah, it's one of my favourite movies. The second one was good, but just a little bit underneath that one. The thing that really spoils the first Equalizer movie for me is the choice of music at the end. I think that last, 90 seconds where they just have this dreadful track playing over it, it just spoils the whole ending mood of the film. Have you seen it as well there, as well, Gary? What's that? A Lion Bar. Ain't seen those in a while. I never know myself. I was reading about the chocolates before. I never know what half of them even are anymore because it's been so long since I've had any. I miss them in a bit. I would, I miss the the cheap dark chocolate you could get from Aldi. I used to love a piece of that. Like break off a strip and dip it in my cup of tea. all chocolate bars, if I ever had one, always had to be dipped in your tea. You can't eat them just raw. They've got to be all melty. There we go. That tank is empty. I wonder if... I don't really like using AIs, because I like to be able to do it myself, but I think I might throw the AI at this corner of the field just whilst we deliver the stuff until we get back. Right, let the AI do that. Can't beat a whisper. Zoom out. Hang on, where's the AI going? Oh, he's doing the thing at a funny angle. Oh, well, let him do his own thing. We'll get back to him shortly. Wherever we're taking this, we're taking it over here. They're lovely. Of course, dipped in tea. The Whisper, they're the ones that the core is really dense, if I remember right. Like, if you were to compare the density of the bubbly bits to, say, an Aero, which has lots of big bubbles, the Whisper was super dense, wasn't it? If I remember right. It's been incredibly long. Awkward intelligence. Is that when she starts asking these sorts of questions? Over we go. Right, we're taking this somewhere here. So somewhere here there must be a place where we can unload it. Ah, no, we're not taking it here at all. We're taking it over there. Ah, we're coming to the wrong building. Can we get out of here? Oh, that was lucky. So I think it's the back of here where we need to... Straight in the supermarket. We're dropping it off. It would seem. Oh, that must be it. That must be where we're taking unloading the stuff. Close enough. And away we go again. Let's see what kind of a mess that AI's made of the field. Well, the bus stop still works. So the Smith & Jones ads for Whispers were great. Let's see if you can find one and share it on the Discord for her. So who do you choose to marry? Oh, I really hope that we can play some Stardew Valley soon. It's one of the games... myself, Chrissy and Royalty, I don't know how many years old our save file is now. You know, whenever we get the chance to, like, the three of us to all to play together. I can never remember half the characters' names, but I married the redhead that lives south of your farm. Turn around. We'll leave this parked up here. There you go, AI worker, you are sacked. That's one thing as well, thinking about Stardew Valley, I maybe have to discuss it with Chrissy and Royalty. If they would be interested in starting a brand new save, but this time we don't do the community centre, we do the Jojo Mart, whatever the hell it was called, like challenge. Majority of the bits and bobs we've actually already unlocked, because we've even done a sizable chunk of Ginger Island. Would real farms ever do this? Where they go around from the outside and just get ever smaller and smaller? Or are they always up and down? You can see on the corners each time that we've done each time we've done one of these little circles. Oh, I keep having to mute the microphone so I can sneeze. It's not good. So what sort of mischief you've all got lined up for tomorrow? I've always seen around the edges first, and then up and down, like on the real one. I've seen them doing the field out the back, but I've never seen. I've only ever seen them going like the up and down. There was a one night I wish I had flown the drone up above it. It was like the evening light was just like perfect, but I was just so exhausted. and we probably could have had a better view. But at the stage that I'd gotten home, like I said, it was just like the uppy downy stage. If they had done it like a scoot around the edge to do the edge, I suppose the edge would be the most awkward bit of it, wouldn't it? Well, I suppose it is on this, isn't it? Shall we offload just whilst we're here? The farm next to your place does it that way. Scoot around the outside and then do the up and down in the core. Shame this doesn't blink. If I was like if I like streamed with a webcam, I would have the USB beacon in, the one that when you turn the beacons on in the game, it flashes the light. There's just a little vacuum cleaner the way it's all being drawn into the centre. It's getting smaller and smaller. That's unfortunately what she said. Stop it. Making us all dizzy. Turn us around. So tomorrow, Gary, as well, as I was saying before that, I'll get your print all tidied up and cured. All ready to ship. So I'm hoping it's come out all right. I've not looked at the actual model itself, only through the thick red box that it's in. So Ada is picking on me tonight. Well, after what is it Mr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde did? I think you're totally right that Ada exacts some form of revenge on you. It's the Maddie. It should be slightly bigger than the one I originally printed as well, Gary. Probably only about. I forgot about that. JD uses the moniker of doom. And Gary caught dysentery from JD. There you go, Maddie. You were spared. You were spared the dysentery this time. That special sort of dysentery love. I still want to do a Stargate model. and like that model itself, I want to cut it into sections and see how big I can print it. Oh, we have a mission through the Stargate, everybody! Exclamation mark Stargate. Can we rescue SG-1? Most likely not. We have very limited success in our combat against the Goa'uld. Oh, hang on, we missed a bit. Back it up. Back it up. Turn us around. Can the four of us rescue SG-1? Will Gary's plan succeed? We're trying to fight Herua. We completed our mission. Happy Lady and Gary may have been the only survivors, though. Special commendations for Happy Cat Lady and Gary. And we defeated Herua. I'm here this time. We will save them. Yes, we have. It's the rare occasion that we do actually have success. Oh, what we're doing on this bit, yeah, I keep on missing these little tufts. Oh, what's going down? So what mischief have you been up to, JD? Did you have you continued any more? Because you were busy digging a tunnel, weren't you, in the Nether? Was it yesterday? Have you been back on the day building some more? The power of dysentery saved the day. That AI has made this really weird angle on the side of the field now. How's our tank doing? 58%. So, closing the tunnel so I can place the. Oh, you're making an iceboat road between it. I wish tunnel balls worked still. I don't know. I don't know what's gone wrong with the maybe it's just something that's just not. Maybe it just can't be done anymore. Because I know it's enabled in the settings for the TNT. Thing so that you can use like tunnel balls. I wish that still worked. That's one of the things I like to do was having the big flying because that's where like so from my main base to get to spawn, I have that like bit that's all like carved out from the tunnel ball that I fly through. And that other machine, I might as well dismantle it, the one that's underneath my base. It's like 10 wide. But if I was to turn it on, it would probably just blow itself up now, unfortunately. Ooh, I just had a thought. With the Wandering Idiot, I've been buying all those light blocks. I might go around the Christmas area and put the light blocks all over it. Because the light blocks, you can walk through them, they're not like intrusive. Because when it gets nighttime, it's very lethal in Christmas land. What's my favourite crop to grow in Farming Sim? Probably whatever's the easiest. The ones that lack complications. Basic headers that you can attach like this. Not that funny one with the prongs. I don't know what that's for. I have used it because we did it on a contract last week or the week before. But I can't. I don't know what it was. Spin us around. So it's a hazard, but not as hazardous as a harmonica. Is the pointy head one with the big points? That's for the corn and the sunflowers. Some point I would like to try the grapes and stuff, because I've still never tried it on 22. It's been one of my goals since the game came out is to do whatever is to try to give it a go. I don't know if there's any money in the game to be made for it, but I just want to try it. Oh, our tank's almost full. Actually, you know what? Can I get myself all the way around? We'll just go down that stripe there, because we might as well consume it. And then we'll go straight to the wagon at the bottom. %. I have, like, in the settings, I've taken off like crop destruction and the seasonal thing, just to not complicate it for myself. But I've left all the other things turned on, like things like stones and lime and stuff like that. Just try to make a little bit more. A little bit more sort of like I suppose sort of like real-ish to life, where you have to do all these extra tasks. I assume that only works if it's on like a field that you own, though. That's 60%. %. You know what? I'm not going to drive that away just yet. We might have enough space to maybe get that last patch in. Should we try harvesting a field in spirals and see what happens? Yes, the edges will have to be done separately. But do you think we could do it in spirals? Oh, only using half the thing there. Skipping through the countryside. Yes, Naomi will return in summer to do the DLC. And also to show the alternative ending, because there's 2 endings to the game. So we'll have a look and see what the alternative choice was. Because we left it, we had... what the hell do you call it? We had decided to like stay in the town. And the other choice was, I think, was to keep the money and go back to New York. I think was the other option. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out for her. And around we go. Eventually it'd be nice to generate enough money to get the big header. Probably would have done this field in half the time. And around we go again. Oh, I must actually. Maybe there was an update to Farming Sim, wasn't there, last week? I just realised our stuff isn't pink. I'll have to remod the game for the new version of Farming Sim, so all of our equipment is bright pink. It's Easy Guy's favourite colour, after all. Well, there we go. Mr. Hyde has a question now from Ada. Or is it Mr. Jekyll? I can never remember which way around. But what is the name of Shepard's starship in the Mass Effect series? I hope you've all been studying for your Mass Effect exams when they come around. Paying maximum attention during our Friday night streams. After all, they are mandatory. It's compulsory viewing. A little bit more to do, and that's this field done. that last tiny little bit. Shave the rest of it off. We just keep spinning around. Okay, the final patch. That's taken an hour to do that with this tractor, this harvester. That's correct, it's the buddy. The shepherd's pie starship. Okay, let's go and drop off. Come on, there's a gear in there somewhere. Let's go drop off this stuff. And that will finally conclude that field. Let's cross here. I think what we'll do is we'll go and sell our other equipment once we turn in this quest. Which way do I want to go here? Oh, it's just straight over. There's not really much choice. Then the next one we want to take the last exit, I think, on the roundabout. Imagine you had indicators. You were graded on indicators. Did Construction Sim have indicators on it when we played that one? I want to play that one again. We're busy building a brothel. We need to finish building that thing. I was thinking about it the other week. Yeah, I think the next available slot we're going to put some Construction Sim on. It's been a little while since we did that one on stream. And all thanks to Mr. Jekyll and Hyde there. Turns around. It's a bit of a while for yourself as well there for playing it. Has there been any new updates to it? I haven't noticed. I haven't noticed myself if there's been anything new to it. Is this the right? Yeah, this is the right place. Get rid of these oats. Yeah, you haven't seen any updates, no. It's a shame that it's not proper multiplayer. That was like the disappointing bit, I think, in it. I mean, if you've got it to the stage where you can have like multiple contracts simultaneously, then yeah, you can do something technically in multiplayer, because one person can be doing their own contract and then you can be doing like your own contract, but it's not really multiplayer. You know, it's a case of you're doing your single player experience over here, and I'm doing my single player experience over there. We just happen to be on the same map at the same time. Because even when you're doing a build, it was myself, Easy Guy, and Jaffa. I think it was. We were all in there together, I basically were just sort of taking turns. So, say for example, Jaffa was like with a crane, maybe he's building a bit, and then myself and Easy Guy would just basically be standing at the side, waiting for him to do that section, and then then the Easy Guy would go next, kind of thing. Anyway, he would do the crane on the next bit. Oh, hang on, I don't need to take this back here, do I? Because this is a mission one. I think that's the contract symbol. Complete. We got $6,000 for that. That's more than what we made in any of the streams on the other map, because the other one gave you like less than 100. Sorry, less than 1,000 for the contracts, because the shields, the fields, even not shields, the fields were like the size of tennis courts. Right, let's just go back up to our. Should we put this back? Put this back where it was. Yeah, I felt like the multiplayer was just helping. Yeah, because I don't even think. Did you even get XP towards your own character? I can't remember. It's really a solo game on that one. There, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is on that one. Let's just put this back where we found it. I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh, not good. I played with CCC, basically me delivering. Yeah, you basically. I mean, if you've got like even with that though, you can like fast travel your equipment. Oh, the sneezing. But yeah, it was sort of like an errand boy type thing, wasn't it? What was it? Is there anything that made you feel especially productive today? No, I did nothing. I mean, it's today. Now, please leave me alone. Oh, I might have to take Sunday off, JD. It's not looking good. Okay. I'm gonna go and sell. I'm gonna sell all these. How much more does that give us? That gives us 200. This button here. Car. I don't like that car anyway, so I get a shot of that. How much is the mower worth? Bloody hell! I was going to keep the mower, but not when it's worth 11 grand. I don't know if they're compatible, so I'm going to get rid of those. Get rid of those because I'll get a replacement. I'm not going to need those tanks anytime soon because I don't really know what I'm doing with them, so I'll just buy them when the time comes. Should we just get rid of all the baling stuff, or should I keep hold of the baling stuff for a bit? I'll keep the baling stuff. Well, actually, no, it depends how much money we've got. I don't think that's enough to buy that tractor, you know. But welcome in there, mate. You joined us tonight. We are starting a new farm tonight because our last farm was kind of a bit bankrupt. It was getting too frustrating to try and recoup our losses, so we decided to start a brand new farm today, back on one of the 3 original maps. I can never remember what it's called or how to pronounce it. It begins with an E. And we're just totally doing a contract, and now I'm just selling. I think I might as well just sell the whole lot, and we'll just stick to the contract. And then once we get enough money, then we'll start buying gear. Yeah, that's going to be the plan. I'm going to sell everything. Clicky, clicky. Welcome in there, mate, though. What sort of mischief have you been getting yourself up to today? Everyone here has been especially cruel because they want me to play SnowRunner. But I think I could have one of those 24-hour bugs, JD. It's, you know... It's not looking good. Oh, can we sell the cows as well? Is that an option? Or when you've got cows, are they permanent? I never do anything with the animals on the farming sim, so I never know what the score is with them. Anything in the discount shop? All the stuff that I just sold. Let's have a look. Is it a medium tractor or a small tractor? Is this the one that we had there last time? Go to the cow pasture and sell them from here. It's at this icon, maybe. Open animal dialogue. Animal dealer. Ah, right, it's on this side. Then... Yay! We got all the money! You have a good night there, JD. Thank you for coming in. You have a good night and behave yourself. Get yourself all ready for the evil laughing all the way through Sunday night's stream. Don't forget, tomorrow's Mass Effect night. It's compulsory. Mandatory viewing. You have a good night though, mate. And we'll catch you later on. Was it going to load? Is this the tractor that we used last time? Wheel setup. I don't know if this is the one. Ah, look, rear. I don't think this is the tractor we used. The back end just doesn't look right. Well, let's see if it was from that brand. It was just in the large tractors. We could just jump over to the save file and find out what it was that we bought. That's always an option too. Maybe it was that one. Let's go back into the customizations. I'm sure the back end was flatter. Might have been what we had there. Reverse driving, we definitely want that. Let's go for the big windows. Get rid of that. Fuel tank plastic. Doesn't matter what the fuel tank's made out of. Front loader attachment. Main colour change. There we go, we've got to get this colour. No, I think the rims don't look that good with this one there. Change that. Put that back to, I think it was white. Yeah. Change the registration. No. Has it got the type where it's just blank? Yeah. Ooh, what's it there? I have a problem where my game crashed every time I start, and after a fresh install of 17, if you see in the box pops up saying the files game XML. Oh, are you trying to import a mod from Farming Sim 17 to 22? Because I know that just was that error message that's popping up there when I was helping somebody bring a mod from 17 up to the current versions. So what else was it there as well? There, one from the program directory, and then right somewhere inside of I can't remember where it is offhand, but within your where the game is located, there is a subfolder for the previous versions of Farming Sim where you can get the files to... Oh, that was loud in my head. I forgot I had my headphones turned up loud. But thank you for the follow there, mate. Welcome in there. I can't think what the is it yes, so are you trying to bring a mod from 17 up to 22? I don't even have 19 installed, because one of the files, there was a subdirectory inside. If you've got Farming Sim 19, because I actually think they removed some of the 17 support from 22. So there's a file that's inside of Farming Sim 19 that you can use inside of your mod to help bring it up to 22. It's been I can't even remember what even the name of the mod was that I was helping somebody migrate from 17 all the way to 22. Its name completely escapes me. So no, I just went playing 17. Also, just when you're launching it. Oh no, I've done it again. Let's have a think. See, I've only got 17 on console, so I couldn't even find the file for you and do it that way. Just type this in again because the text editor thing on here is awful. Right, we will buy that one. I will get that red trailer. Not that red trailer. Or was it the green one? Let's just reread that again there. I suppose you could delete that individual file, then do Steam's verification to see if it would replace the file. Have you seen if there's anything else online that might say there's something's going wrong with 17? I'm trying to remember which one of these trailers it was that we bought on the map now. How much does that one store? Actually, how much does the little one store? Actually, maybe that one that we had. That holds 8, 12. How much money have we got left? We've got 200,000 left. Yeah, like a reasonable size one. Got 40. That's probably too big. Should we get this one? We'll buy this one. Then I want to go to tools because I'm going to grab us a... Is it a cultivator we want? Oh, hang on. What size engine do we have? 271. Except this is the biggest I think we can get. Is that the right thing? Right, buy one of them. Is there anything else that we need? I mean, how much are harvesters going for? Yeah, we can't afford one of them. Oh, hang on. We should probably get... Oh, which one did I put on it? Inside of here. Oh, hopefully I recognise it when I see it. I think it was this company. I think that's the one that we got. Then we want a front load of tools. I bet this has to be compatible as well, doesn't it? Hang on. Maybe I should leave those bits for a little bit. Wheel loader. I may have bought the wrong stuff. You know, just in case, I'm going to actually sell the little thing that we just got. Okay, there it is. Oh, a lovely tractor. Let's bring this back up to the farm. I must install or update my pink mod for the current version of Farming Sim. We'll get these back up to the farm and then we'll think about what we'll do from there. But what sort of mischief have you all got planned then for tomorrow? He's all getting ready to cause some chaos over the weekend, and we just missed the junction we wanted. We'll turn around because that car's going to cause us problems. Go back and grab that blue thing. park that up there as well. Is it this corner here? I can't remember where the shop was now. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, don't tell me this thing's struggling to pull that. It seems right. I really should have made some notes from our previous farm as to which things that we had bought. I think this is the right tractor, but I'm not 100% confident. Brake. There we go. Close enough. It's almost in the middle. I say, does this one have garage doors on it? But it doesn't look like it, does it? I do quite like this map, though. Like when you see the mob, the maps that you download on the mod hub, they never have as much detail as the ones that were actually made by, made by Giants. Like so, like the train stations and stuff like that. You would never see that in. I've never seen it in any of the mod hub maps that I played on. Because this place has got a proper train station in it. But that, ladies and gentlemen, I think, because my head is fairly battered from the sneezing, I'm going to have to wrap up early tonight, I think. As much as I would like to have gone for a little bit more than a few more dozen fields, I don't think my head could take it. So, tomorrow is Mass Effect night. So, mandatory viewing. Everyone bright and early. For tomorrow, we're going to be starting to one of the loyalty missions for what's her name? The thief woman. That's the idea for tomorrow. Hopefully, if my head's not as bad as what it is right now. But it's no good having to keep stopping, muting the microphone every like 90 seconds so that I can sneeze. Yeah, we will be getting chickens on this farm as soon as possible. But I mean, already we're doing way better on this farm than what we were on the previous farm. As much as I liked that little map, it was just too frustrating to generate any money because, I mean, we did one contract there and we got, what, we got $6,000 on it, and that is more than what we made in any of the other streams on the little map, unfortunately, because they're only about the size of tennis courts. The fields there. Who have we got that we can jump over and say hello to, though? Or should I just I'm going to take the easy option because my head's too bad to choose. But yeah, we are going to jump over and we're going to go and see this maniac. And evening Tic Tac, welcome in. We're wrapping up early tonight because I'm just not well. I keep sneezing and I keep having to mute the microphone so I can sneeze and blow my nose constantly. So I'm just going to have to wrap up early, unfortunately, tonight. Yep, hello, goodbye. Welcome in there, though. Get my words out. Welcome in there, though, Jim, anyway. And thank you for almost joining us tonight. But tomorrow night is Mass Effect night, mandatory. I will see everybody. Every single one of my followers on this channel. I will see you all here at 9:30 tomorrow night for my favourites game. Busy doing Star Wars things. I was thinking about, should we do something Star Wars-y, but if my head wasn't so battered, I was gonna like get the quiz cards out and we could read the Star Wars quiz cards, but unfortunately, I keep having to stop to sneeze and cough my insides up. Blowing my nose, it's not good. So we are going to jump over, and I'm going to take the easy option because my head's too battered to jump between all the different channels. So we're just going to go and abuse this bloke here. Maximum levels of abuse, everybody. Yeah, I think within about 20 minutes I'll be in bed. It's just a couple of little things I've got to do with my computer first at the end of the stream, and then bed. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you as well for the new follow there as well. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. TF Alkman. We'll go with that this evening. But thank you for the follow, and Matty as well. Thank you for the thank you for the sub. If I get my words out there. But we're going to jump over and we're going to go and see this maniac, and we can give him some abuse. CGD, welcome in, and Mr. Iceman. I suppose it does make sense now that I look at it. It's always the same with the names on Twitch. Whenever I read them, it's a case. I always pick the wrong letter to start with. But thank you so much for the follow, mate, and hope that you'll join us for some Mass Effect fun tomorrow night. If my head isn't so battered. And CGD, thank you so much as well for the 11 months sub as well. You're just in time for us to go and abuse this other chap here, because I said my head is absolutely battered. So unfortunately we're wrapping up like an hour and a half earlier than what I'd originally anticipated. But once again, thank you all for joining tonight. Farming Sim will return with our brand new farm, and hopefully we can make some money on it, unlike my last farm, which was perpetually broke. But thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.